David William Naylor from TSN, our good friend, retracted. I mean, you're on top of this more than me, but I think he retracted a report. Edmonton Elks cutting an offensive lineman yesterday, Jacob Ruby, for falsifying his COVID status, his vaccination status. Naylor had to go out and say, no, he didn't falsify documents. He just lied and said that he had been vaccinated, but he wasn't. And I said to Darren, I was filling out my coffee here, my Caliber coffee. So I got Caliber coffee in a Tim's cup, by the way. What's the flavor du jour?
This is the Sumatra. Ooh. It's a medium dark roast.
It's just so good when it hits your lips.
Might be my favorite.
It's very good job.
And they have a new location, by the way.
Yeah, they moved?
They're moving. Yeah.
Where?
Still in the warehouse district, but their site, I think it's calibercoffee.ca. You can still order online. Get your coffee.
So these people are writing in regarding, I see David Asplin in Winnipeg says, yeah, no CFL team can sign him. There's an edict now that's come down from the league. Nobody touched this guy, Jacob Ruby. I don't know. There's got to be something illegal in that, isn't there? Colluding or blackballing somebody? I don't know. Maybe not. But I said to Darren, I am so glad that we don't have to sit and cover this on a daily basis, because look at Naylor. He's getting information. He's getting wrong information, right information. He's having to retract it. Again, the fit has hit the shan, as far as I'm concerned, in the Canadian Football League. It's finger pointing. It's false information out there. My God. I'm just glad I don't have to be a daily beat writer. We can just stand on the sidelines, watch it all, and come here every day and have coffee and talk about it and have nobody tell us what to do. It is the best job in the world.
Isn't it? It is really great. We don't have to worry about what the grass looks like, how you actually cut the grass. We can just criticize and comment on what it's going to look like at the end. Mm-hmm. It's the best job.
Squirrel. Sorry, my head's all over him. Well, back on that. David Campbell, very good friend of mine, color voice of the Edmonton Elks. He said yesterday, because I went after the Elks for saying why they cut Jacob Ruby. He said, just cut him. Why do you got to light him on fire on his way out of town? Like they've done with what feels like every other player that they've cut. Dave Campbell, I don't think he was specifically speaking to me, but he did say on Twitter, because you read it to me, you want us to say, and the teams to say why they're cut, so when they say why they're cut, now you bitch about that. And I'm like, have a little discretion.
Yeah.
We cut him because he sucked. Not because he was a bad cultural fit, because he lied about his COVID status. What was the third one that they... There was another one that they trash-talked a player on his way out of town. Specifically Edmonton.
Yeah.
Did you have a point on that before I move on to what the viewers are saying?
No, it's just... The more we're hearing about this situation, the more that I'm taking away blame from the Elks organization on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm swaying a little bit. If he was falsifying and leading them to believe that he was vaccinated, then I'm okay with them kind of saying it. But you do have to, I'm against running the players through the mud on their way out of town. It's like, hey, look at these other guys were better. They won. Not because he was bad, because they were good. That's how I'd rather, deliver the message. But if the league has come out and said no other team's allowed to sign him, then there must be proof. It must be bad. He must have blatantly been lying about it, and there can't be any tolerance for that.
Especially because nobody lies in pro sports.
Well, I know, but...
Oh, yeah, that's like make an example of him because he's the first guy to lie about it. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Like, I know...
This is a little different.
Not really. That's why I don't believe anything. I have not believed anything in the media for a long time, but specifically COVID, because I know of one sporting organization, I know this for a fact, that lied about COVID testing. And let me just say, it was not the Western Hockey League. We were the ones that called the games out of the hub center here. It was not that. I'm not going to say the sport. I'm not going to say the league. I'm not going to say the team. But I know for a fact they lied. I'm like, how did they get away with that? Because nobody knew the difference or covered it up. So that's why I'm sorry. And as I've said many times over the years, I've seen presidents, coaches, GMs, players stand at a podium and lie right through their teeth because I know the truth. And I was with that team. And I'm like, he's lying.
See that? I'm with you on that.
See it all the time. So I don't believe any of this. So to blackball a player, I think it's pretty wrong, but you're saying you think it's okay?
Well, not to blackball. Like this
is blackballing.
Well, I know there's a line, but it must have been bad. I think about the Western Hockey League, and I think about talking to Ron Robinson, and I think about talking to Stacey Cattell, and I think about talking to the players and the coaches and everything else, and everybody that put in all this work. And they didn't have a single case. It was perfect. It went off without a hitch. We were allowed to go in there. And I keep thinking, like, what if I had COVID and didn't tell them? Or what if because I just wanted to do the game so badly and I needed that paycheck. And I went in and I gave it to you and I gave it to Stacey and then I went to the team and it shut the whole thing down because of me, right? I would feel pretty bad and I would expect to not be welcome back in, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of look at this the same a little bit if he was lying about it. But at that point, it's just, hey, let him go and just drop the story.
John in Winnipeg, John Ohm, he says some people will never stop lying. It's built into their DNA. Okay, so let's just let them away with it. From Prime Convoy, watching on YouTube, says, how is this different than what Travis Smith did? For those that don't know, he was the Saskatchewan Roughriders linebacker in 2005 who had HIV and was not disclosing it to his sexual partners. But the Saskatchewan Roughriders did not disclose that HIV status, nor did they release him because of his HIV status. It's not totally different, but it's also not totally the same.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the other thing is COVID you get over, HIV you don't. I think you get over it physically, right? And return to work.
That's the plan.
HIV you do not. I get the question.
Yeah.
Jeff Kabilis on YouTube says, whoa, it's way better here in YouTube land. I think from what I hear it is. They say the quality's better. You can rewind the feed.
Oh, yeah.
That's just, they say YouTube's better.
Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
From James Thrice, this is blackballing. If it's serious, give the guy a suspension and put it out in the open. It seems like collusion and blackballing to me, which frankly I think is wrong. Nelson Vo in Saskatoon, our content creator, says, like Colin Kaepernick getting blackballed? Yes, something like that. We get to pick and choose who gets blackballed and who doesn't. I say that fully tongue-in-cheek. From the General in Calgary, he says, character assassination is just wrong. That's kind of what they're doing here, I guess. I mean, but I also think, you saw what Duron Carter tweeted the other day. My dear personal friend, Duron Carter, whose North Palm Beach high school football program is undefeated on the season. He said, apparently I'm not good enough to play in the CFL. He's been blackballed from the CFL. Duron. So it happens. Where the hell was I? Do you want me to just keep going on, or do you have anything you'd like to?
No, you keep.
Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time.
Are we all having a great time?
I'm having a great time. It's just that where it gets really dirty is that it's not just as easy as he lied, so let's cut him and let's tell the world he lied and not let him play again. There's so many layers to this. How long did they know he was falsifying documents? And not that he wasn't falsifying the documents, but like there's so many layers to this that it's not that easy.
John Kirby, who I do today really appreciate. Most days he drives me nuts, but he's watching at Edmonton and he says 3 Down Nation last week lied saying Trevor Harris got COVID. He's the quarterback for Edmonton. And they had to take that back saying, sorry, he never got it. Correct. Justin Dunk retracted that report that Trevor Harris, the quarterback for Edmonton, had it. And I wouldn't say he lied. Dunk got bum info from somebody. And it doesn't, because Justin Dunk doesn't normally make those mistakes, right? What are you going to do when you get bad information? I've got it before.
Yeah.
But again, I would not want to be covering any sports right now, let alone the Canadian Football League, because everybody's lying. But apparently Jacob Ruby's the only one lying, so let's blackball him, and everybody else can lie because they don't know any other way but to lie, according to John Ohm in Winnipeg. It's 11:11.
Cheers.
Take a drink. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of The Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.